My mother-in-law walked into my house. Story time. My mother-in-law walked into my house, handed me a baby blanket and said, "Give this to my son when you finally become a real woman." I stood frozen in my own living room. My husband stared at the floor and said nothing. It had been 8 years. 8 years of negative tests and quiet, desperate rituals. The moment my husband finished, I would swing my legs up against the wall and lie completely still in the dark for hours, barely breathing, hoping gravity might finally help create a life. My legs went numb. I welcomed the pain. Every family gathering felt like a slow public judgment. Relatives whispered just loud enough for me to hear. "Is she broken? Maybe you should find a second wife who can actually give him a family." I spent every baby shower locked in the bathroom, swallowing sobs so no one would see how their joy was destroying me. By year 4, the desperation turned physical. I forced down bitter herbal mixtures until my stomach burned. I stayed awake until 3 a.m. searching for miracles and praying until my voice disappeared. Every time my period came, I sat on the cold bathroom floor clutching my stomach, apologizing for a baby that still didn't exist. Year 6 nearly ended the marriage. My husband started coming home late, avoiding my eyes, worn down by a scheduled intimacy, clinic visits, and endless disappointments. The debt from treatment was growing, but the emotional cost was worse. I felt like a ghost in my own life, a failure as a wife, a disappointment as a daughter. Then came year 8. At the Sunday family dinner, my sister-in-law stood up and announced their third pregnancy. The room erupted. Glasses clinked. Everyone celebrated. 3 weeks later, I woke up with a deep, unfamiliar fatigue. I almost didn't test. Those white sticks had lied to me in 100 times. My hands shook so hard I dropped it twice. I walked away, refusing to look, waiting for the single line I already expected. When I finally turned it over, my knees gave out. 2 bold, undeniable lines. I sat on the cold floor pressing the test to my chest, crying so hard I couldn't breathe. 8 years of mockery and shame collapsed in a single second. My husband walked in, saw me on the floor, and dropped his bag. He fell to his knees, pulled me into his arms, and wept like a child. We held each other for a long time in a complete silence, surrounded by the quiet proof that our waiting was finally over. If you were the mother-in-law, what would be your reaction to the wife? Let me know your opinion in the comment section. Like, share, and don't forget to follow for more stories.